we've gone down the spectrum now of the class-based battle royale, the magic battle royale, the car battle royale. Like, we've got all the versions of it, and I feel like this is the next area. So Midnight Society is building the next AAA competitive PvPvE first-person shooter, and we're doing it openly and transparently, one snapshot build at a time. This is kind of the key here, right? Is that it's got player versus player, but also versus environment, meaning that there's also AI. So you go into a world that is like, or even like Hunt Showdown, right? Where you go into this place, you're hunting a boss, but there's also other players there that are also hunting the boss that you can kill and go after as well. We will release snapshot builds, which are playable experiences focused around specific milestones every 6 weeks, which I feel like is pretty damn aggressive. Every milestone has feedback parameters around weapons, player abilities, gameplay, play spaces within the game. Our team will be collecting feedback, prioritizing it, and applying it to upcoming snapshots. Access Pass holders have exclusive access to download these snapshots. Dev roundtables, both online and in person, will allow us to access the design of each feature, weapon, balancing, and other core gameplay loops. Access Pass players have full rights to stream and create content or early playable snapshots, share assets, and other things for the game. So this is where, if you guys want to see me stream this as well, I'm interested, man. I mean, I've been interested since there was even mentions of Midnight Society and the launch of this studio, right? I'm very interested. I'm always looking for new games of what's coming out. Every year on the cycle, I'm always looking at E3. We went through, watched all the games that were coming out. So what is it about this game? Witness the birth of the Moon Project. Our first game is Project Moon. This is a vertical extraction shooter. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Has anybody come up with, like, is this like the genre? Are they creating the genre of shooter right now with this? Because I never really heard this term before. Vertical extraction shooter. But it does make sense. Like, these are extraction games. I think that's kind of I usually, even when I talk about DMZ Zone, when I talk about Hunt Showdown, when I talk about Escape from Tarkov, The Cycle, any of these games that I've played, I've always put it in the framework of just talking about Tarkov. I don't refer to it as a genre. If anything, I refer to it as a PvPvE, and I try to explain the framework of the game. I think this is a good way of putting it. Extraction shooter. I don't understand the vertical part of it. Our high-level gameplay goals are to capture the essence of arena shooters level design with the scale and scope of battle royale player counts and the session-to-session gameplay mechanics of extraction-based shooters. So what they are saying is they're bringing together like Call of Duty with Warzone, or, you know, like the classic multiplayer with PUBG or Warzone, the Battle Royale, or Fortnite, right? The Battle Royale experience, but then also bringing it with the session-to-session gameplay mechanics of extraction-based shooters. So like your Tarkov, Cycle, these type of games, putting them all together into one game. Maybe I should even draw this. So we've got 3 categories of games here. We got COD. Is there enough overlap? I'm doing a Venn diagram here. Yeah, here we go. Here we go. Oh, that's good, dude. So, and then we've got the Battle Royale. We've got the Battle Royale, which is like PUBG. Maybe. This is going to be my guess, especially based off of, like, I know Doc likes PUBG, or at least used to. And then we've got Tarkov. And this is also, like, I guess my interest level of these category of games. So you got kind of like your multiplayer shooter, you've got your battle royale, and then you've got your extraction shooter. And then this over here, this is what they're going after with it. I mean, we've seen games that are more like battle royale-esque, that are more multiplayer focused. We've also seen, like, I think like PUBG, though, is more just hardcore battle royale. It feels like it's more just hardcore, straight-up battle royale game, less arena-like, right? And that's why I think, like, even Warzone is more on the multiplayer side. It's, like, more on this side of the spectrum than just hardcore battle royale experience. Even, like, Fortnite too is like it's still hardcore battle royale, but without the building it is. And then but it's also very arena like as well. It's not very realistic. It's not very, whereas like almost like Tarkov is more on the realism side of it. And I don't want to get, my art skills are very good, so I don't want to confuse you guys with even more art. Need to sell this as an NFT? You couldn't afford it, man. This is basically Project Moon in a nutshell here. I want it to be a little girthy and hard. So Project Moon. Snapshots aren't the full game, but rather vertical slices of key aspects of the game meant to focus the community's discussion around specific features and mechanics we're actively building. Every 6 weeks, these snapshots are updates for additional features, mechanics, assets based off the discussion with the community. Yeah, I feel like this is going to be a very aggressive timeline every 6 weeks, but this is kind of how PUBG did their development as well. It was like, hey, we're doing early access for this game. You can play the game early, and then they iterated off of it. I don't know how much feedback they really listened to. The content of each snapshot is complete enough to have actionable conversations and discussions around the community. This is what it's like so interesting to me, because I've come in early for different games and give some feedback. Not a lot of them, but also so there's been some action that I've seen from it. But then there's also been other stuff where I've been sitting in a room, like even for Apex, and giving feedback for things. I don't know how actionable some of these things always are, but I do think it would be really cool if they could pull it off. I know a lot of people give Call of Duty a lot of crap for it, but I feel like Call of Duty has done a relatively good job to where they've created Warzone. They've created a zombies community. They've created a multiplayer community. They've created a competitive CDL. They've created so many little subgenres to fulfill so many different people's minds for it. We firmly believe that the communities deserve access to games currently in development to begin playing games earlier and offer feedback to help steer development. I think the biggest fear that a lot of devs have with a lot of this, and I've even seen this because I've been watching some of the Ashes of Creation, and because they've been doing a really good job talking about the development for their game. I feel like, at least, I don't know how many of you guys are paying attention to the MMORPG scene, and Ashes of Creation is a new game that's coming out on that front. They're very cautious of showing this to people before it's done developing, and caveating upon caveat upon oh, here's all, it's early access, it's alpha, it's early alpha, keep that in mind. But I think the reason is because as soon as people get a first impression of a game, it's too late. And this is something that I think just overall in the genre of games, like when Apex Legends came out, it was a giant reveal all at one time. No lead up or anything to it. I do kind of miss that to some degree. And I don't know if that's just me seeing stuff sometimes that I, have early access to, or maybe because I look at stuff too intently and I look at all the developer posts for some of these things and I'm too involved with it that I don't get some of the magic of a game coming out for it. But I like this avenue as well. I don't think it needs to be all one way or the other. I like this avenue of game where it's you can release it, we can see it early access and see the development as it goes. We're just a few short weeks away from the very first Founders event hosted in LA. This is going to be a special moment for Midnight Society, Project Moon, and the committed Founders Pass holders. Can't wait to meet founding members in Los Angeles and discuss the first snapshot of the game, including first weapons, play space, high-level gameplay loops that we're building towards. And so this is the thing too. It's just going to be, they're building towards it. This is probably not even going to be playable yet. We'll be streaming the event live from our Discord and YouTube, so be on the lookout for tune in for details. We'll probably take a look at that. I don't know if we'll necessarily watch it all. Who knows? Maybe I'll even go down to LA or something for this. I really don't know if I even want to do that, if it would even be worth it or anything. But we're locked in on a venue. We're locking in plans for the show. Formal invitations will be rolling out as soon as possible, but we urge you to keep on the lookout for transmissions in the wild. Indoor gun range, gun workbench, catwalk, elevator entry start, player hideout. The first snapshot represents two key elements of the game: the first weapon and first play space. This experience was designed to elicit feedback on topics like recoil, balance, reload, accuracy. Time to practice and showcase your skills. We're offering 3 different shooting range experiences throughout the player hideout. Anywhere you see a red button, you'll be able to activate a unique target practice, each designed to hone a unique skill with the first assault rifle. Stats on your performance are shared and stored locally. Share them with the community and compete for the best accuracy, time, headshots, or scores. Every 6 weeks, this play space will continue to grow and expand, introducing new elements tied to key features and mechanics for each build. I see. So they're going to start with the hideout, build the actual... And that's kind of interesting, too, because if you look at a game like Call of Duty, they have static recoil. They have, for the most part, like there's some randomness with it, but for the most part, there's a specific recoil pattern. The gun, the optic moves with the actual pattern of the gun as well. Your variant only the beginning. It's been incredible to see all the variants being minted and shared online. In case you need a refresher, here are all the great perks that come along with the Access Pass. Unlock a unique variant designed with your own call sign, set of traits into different rarities compared with stats. So this is the variant. That's what I was trying to remember earlier. Download snapshots every 6 weeks. These vertical slices of the game, each designed to explore features. Enjoy a new variant guide with each snapshot. Exclusive Project Moon and Midnight Society merch. Voting rights include features access. Okay, so there you go. I guess that's going to be at least the idea of the game. I got to say, man, I'm hopeful. Will it really be pulled off to the effect of what they're saying here? Hell, it would be amazing if it is. And I'm rooting for it 100% being so. I'm going to be taking a look at it. We'll be checking it out for sure. And I'm interested to see what you guys think. But I think this kind of paints the picture of it. And we'll see how it goes, man. But yeah.